For some, it looked like a glitch. For others, a sign of something much deeper shifting beneath the surface of the tech world. In just 1 week, the Semiconductor Index, or SOX, which tracks the giants of chip manufacturing, plummeted by 12.5%. This wasn't just a bad day. It was the worst 7-day stretch for the index in over 15 months. Companies like Nvidia, AMD, and Broadcom, names that have soared for years, saw their share prices suddenly fall. Even the broader tech market felt the ripple, with Nasdaq 100 futures dropping as much as 2.3% at one point. It felt like an unexpected jolt, a sudden crack in the foundation of the chip industry's seemingly unstoppable ascent. And while the market often reacts to many factors, this particular shock seemed to originate from a single, powerful, and yet still unfolding event. For months, the tech world had speculated, but on July 17th, the whispers solidified into a shockwave. Moonshot AI, a Chinese startup, officially unveiled Kimi K3, a large language model boasting an unprecedented 2.8 trillion parameters. This wasn't just another incremental update. Moonshot AI claimed Kimi K3 was directly comparable in quality to industry leaders like Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 and OpenAI's GPT-5.6. The real kicker: full model weights were promised open source by July 27th, meaning anyone with the compute power could download and examine its inner workings. This announcement sent ripples, almost instantaneously, across global markets, raising urgent questions for investors and the established AI ecosystem. The implications of such a powerful and potentially open-source model emerging from a Chinese firm were immediate and profound. Before Kimi K3, there was already a blueprint for investor panic. 2 years earlier, in 2025, the release of another Chinese model, DeepSeek, had sent a similar shiver through the markets. DeepSeek wasn't the largest or most powerful model, but its impact was disproportionate. It demonstrated that comparable AI quality could be achieved at a significantly lower cost. This wasn't just a technical achievement. It was a fundamental challenge to the prevailing belief that top-tier AI inherently required astronomical investment in hardware and compute. The DeepSeek moment created a precedent for deep anxiety among investors. If open-source, more cost-effective models could suddenly match the performance of proprietary, multi-billion-dollar systems. Then, what did that mean for the hyperscalers pouring hundreds of billions into data centers and custom chips? It laid the groundwork for the questions that would re-emerge even more urgently with Moonshot AI's next move. The Kimi K3 and the market reaction to it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's the culmination of an incredibly rapid ascent for its creators, Moonshot AI. This Beijing-based company was founded in March 2023 by a trio of ambitious researchers, Yangji Lin, Zhou Xinyu, and Wu Yu Xin. Their flagship product, the Kimi chatbot, launched just 7 months later. In October 2023, turning heads with a then record-breaking 200,000 token context window. What followed was a financing trajectory almost unheard of in the Chinese AI space. By May 2026, less than 3 years after its founding, Moonshot AI had secured investments from tech giants like Alibaba, Tencent, and Meituan, pushing its valuation past an astonishing $20 billion. This level of rapid growth and investment underscores a broader strategic ambition, but it also raises an immediate question. How will these massive investments in cutting-edge AI infrastructure, now seemingly ubiquitous, be monetized? The immediate market tremor after Kimi K3's release wasn't just about a new model. It unveiled a deeper, more unsettling question for the technology sector. For years, massive investments poured into hyperscale data centers and advanced chips. Microsoft, Google, Meta, and others collectively committed an estimated $700 billion into this infrastructure, betting on AI as the future growth engine. But if powerful, state-of-the-art AI becomes essentially free through open-weight models like Kimi K3, what does that mean for the return on those gargantuan investments? Economist Thorsten Slock, from Apollo, voiced a stark concern. This risk isn't just about market adjustments. It has the potential to push the global economy towards recession. The core mechanism here is an unexpected shift in AI's accessibility, fundamentally altering the value proposition that much of the tech industry has been built upon. What then? Did Moonshot AI actually put into the world? The headline feature of Kimi K3 was its sheer scale. 2.8 trillion parameters. At the time of its release, this immediately made it the largest open-weight model available globally. Moonshot AI didn't just toot its size. They specifically positioned Kimi K3 as a Class 3T model, drawing a direct line to its colossal parameter count as a new benchmark for capabilities. The company also made bold claims about its performance, particularly in specialized areas like front-end development, where it was said to excel. This wasn't just a modest improvement. It represented a significant leap, hinting at a new era where previously proprietary capabilities might become accessible through open-source innovation. When the Kimi K3 specs were released, the claims from Moonshot AI were ambitious, a model competitive with the likes of Claude Fable 5. But where did it truly shine? Independent evaluation from El Moreno's front-end code arena offered some critical answers. Kimi K3 didn't just compete. It dominated, securing the first-place ranking with an impressive 1679 points. This put it definitively ahead of established frontrunners like Claude Fable 5 in real-world front-end performance. Looking closer, the K3 model led in 6 out of 7 key front-end evaluation domains. This isn't just about general programming ability. It points to a specialized mastery in an area that directly translates to user experience and web development. While its overall text arena performance was more modest, this focused superiority suggests a new kind of competitive pressure, especially for developers and companies building the web. The release of Kimi K3 with its massive parameter count promised a new era for open-weight models. Yet, the initial independent evaluations revealed a more nuanced picture. While the model dominated the front-end code arena, its general text arena performance was surprisingly modest, landing it in 9th place among competitors. This wasn't a universal leap forward in every category. Further analysis also pointed to K3 having higher hallucination levels compared to its predecessors. This indicates a trade-off, a massive expansion of capabilities in some areas, potentially at the expense of factual reliability in others. And the price for accessing this power through its API had tripled from the K2.6 version, signaling that even in the free world of open weight, scale comes at a cost, both technical and economic. This suggests that the future of frontier AI might not be a single, all-conquering model, but a complex landscape of specialized tools, each with its own strengths and unavoidable compromises. When Kimi K3 hit the market, the immediate financial tremors seemed to confirm investors' worst fears about the future of AI. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, a key indicator for chipmakers, plunged by 12.5% in a single week, its steepest decline in over 15 months. Yet a closer look reveals something more complex than a simple cause and effect. Analysts were quick to point out that the sell-off was, in their words, multifactorial. It wasn't solely the Kimi K3 model that spooked the markets. Weak earnings reports from giants like Netflix and TSMC also cast a long shadow dampening investor confidence. Furthermore, the rising tensions from an escalating US-Iran conflict and a general risk-off sentiment across global markets contributed significantly. Kimi K3 acted more like a trigger rather than the sole bullet, in a cascade of pre-existing vulnerabilities, leading to a wider reevaluation of tech investments. While Kimi K3's debut sent a shiver through the semiconductor sector, not every company saw red. The market, it turns out, is incredibly adept at differentiating, even amid a wider panic. We observed a counterintuitive surge in share prices for companies like SK Hynix, Cisco, Lumentum, ARM, and Marvell, all amidst the broader downturn that hammered chipmakers. This wasn't random. It indicates a subtle but significant reevaluation by investors. They began drawing a line between those caught in the squeeze of potentially free or low-cost AI and those poised to benefit from its widespread adoption, regardless of its immediate price tag. This differentiation suggests a profound shift in investment strategy, one that acknowledges the evolving cost structures and underlying infrastructure needs of an AI-driven world. The ripples from Kimi K3's release extended beyond direct competition, highlighting a strategic shift happening across China. While Moonshot AI made headlines, other players are also reshaping the AI landscape. Particularly in the open-source domain, we've seen Z.ai, formerly Jipu AI, release their GLM 5.2 model under an MIT license, making it broadly accessible and critically optimized for domestic hardware. This move reduces the reliance on imported infrastructure, a significant geopolitical consideration. Concurrently, DeepSeek, another key player, is actively developing its own specialized chips, further cementing the push towards hardware independence from dominant Western manufacturers like NVIDIA. These developments aren't isolated incidents, but part of a broader, concerted effort within China to foster a robust and self-sufficient open-source AI ecosystem, challenging the established order and offering new pathways for innovation. The release of Kimi K3, a model with an unprecedented 2.8 trillion parameters, stands as the fourth strongest frontier AI globally. What makes this so remarkable is its open-source nature. Until now, models of this scale and capability were exclusively the domain of well-funded proprietary labs, effectively creating an economic moat around advanced AI. Kimi K3 shatters that expectation, making state-of-the-art capabilities accessible in a way that fundamentally challenges the business models of proprietary AI development. This move raises profound questions about the long-term sustainability of closed models, especially as open-source alternatives rapidly close the capability gap. Will the race for ever larger, closed models continue to justify the immense capital expenditure, or will the future of AI belong to distributed innovation?